Is the Mesut Ozil and Arsenal saga finally about to come to an end? This is Criminal Talks Football. If you're brand new to the channel, please, before you do anything else, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button. If you are on Twitter, follow me on Twitter as well, at MissCJWright. I'm here to discuss the ongoing Mesut Ozil situation and also a little bit of a preview to the Arsenal versus Newcastle FA Cup game. Let's get into it. So a bit of news broke yesterday, I think it was from Chris Wheatley, to say that Mesut Ozil was in discussions with MLS side, DC United, about a potential move for the summer. There's been reports all the time from every single outlet that Mesut Ozil would not leave Arsenal until his contract finishes in the summer, and that's what Chris Wheatley has put out as well, that he won't be leaving possibly anyway until the summer with DC United, a potential suitor. Since then, and I think previous, maybe a couple of Turkish outlets have put out that Ozil has a mutual agreement with Fenerbahce. But Fenerbahce has just having a sponsor coming in with Puma. They're having a sponsorship deal with that, and apparently Mesut Ozil is also going to be sponsored by Puma. It'll be a massive deal for all parties included, so Ozil will sort of spearhead that. There's other talks ongoing as well that Arsenal will be willing to pay out the remainder 6 months of his Arsenal contract to sort of get him out the door early on, allow him to go potentially on loan. Arsenal just cover that, no loan fee included. Arsenal just get him out the door, and then he's basically free to join them in the summer. I think it's best for all parties it happens in January, because then you've got the ongoing situation as when it comes to registering at the end of the transfer window. Well, is he going to register, is he not, especially if he stays on? The likelihood is probably he won't, even though hopefully by the end of this transfer window we'll have X amount of spaces available, with the likes of obviously Kolasinac gone, Socrates is in talks with Genoa, Mustafi, there's potential that he might, because his value will be able to get a bigger fee now for his wages than if he leaves in the summer. So there's question marks definitely as to whether or not, if he does stay, will he be registered or not. And obviously the probability is if he does stay, he won't be registered regardless. So what is the point of staying on, especially if Arsenal are going to cover your wages anyway if you move to another club now? So I think it's best for all parties that he goes. I think the way everything's been handled with the club and with him, and between the PR side of his game, between the political side of Arsenal's game, however in which way you spin it, there's talk about what's happened in terms of the ongoing situation with a certain country. Putting two and two together, you're not. I'm talking about with Ozil. So there is definite. The marriage has ended basically. It's like a horrible divorce just gone wrong. So for me, like I said, I think be done with him. Let him go now, and focus on bringing some incoming players. The talk about Buendia, and I've put it out there, I'm going to have a Norwich perspective over the next coming days, is that Emi Buendia won't leave Norwich this January for anything less than 40 million, regardless of what players are included. I think, and I've mentioned it to a couple of people before, I think Arsenal are quite reluctant to let any more homegrown players go, because then you've got the homegrown question still of, well, we haven't got any more homegrown players, so what are we doing? Matt Macy is about to join Hibs, so that's another homegrown spot gone. So the likelihood of Nelson or Willock or both leaving to go to Norwich doesn't seem feasible, especially if the talk of the £40 million for Buendia is coming in. So I think the ongoing situation for the attacking midfielder will probably whittle down right towards the end of the transfer window, and I'll do my best to keep on top of it and sort of keep these little snippets coming along. But yeah, as far as Mesut Ozil's concerned, I think he had a week or so off, or at least some time away from the club, to discuss ongoing potential transfer matters, whether it be with DC United, whether it be with Fenerbahce, whether it be with anybody else really. I think he's come to the realisation he's not going to play anymore. Arteta's come to the conclusion he's not going to include him and he's not going to factor him into it. Look, we can all praise and we can all guarantee what Mesut Ozil's qualities are, but when you're looking for him to do a specific job for Arsenal and for Arteta, it's just, you won't see him do the certain things that we'll see other players do. And you can say, but that's not what you do with a player like him. And it's true, you don't. But then at the same time, maybe you just do what you can with what you have. So if you've got players willing to do it, we've spoken about Emile Smith-Rowe and the energy he has, and if you look back in games of Huddersfield, he's definitely got the work rate factor that Arteta's looking for, the desire, the energy, the defensive capabilities that right now at Ozil stage anyway he doesn't have. So there's no point in trying to start something that's just not going to work. Arteta had plenty of game time to have a look at him, to see what he could bring to the side and what he couldn't, and obviously in the end made the deciding factor that it wasn't going to happen. So Ozil's been at the club for 7 years now. This is it, coming up to his 8th year that he's been. The last 2 years has just been a catastrophe for him and for the club. He signed for the club in the January, and Arsene Wenger, who was spearheaded behind it, who pretty much gave the green light to do it, was gone by June. So his player, his manager, the two of them together, that relationship was already done. So when the new manager comes in and tries to have his own ideas, and Unai Emery, and throws him out, done. Arteta comes in, has his own ideas, plays him, maybe doesn't see what he wants to see, ongoing political situation like I mentioned, done. So it's a very difficult situation the club is in. Mesut Ozil's in, his PR team, every single week we play the football games, he's there on his so it's just not happening. So I think we can all agree that now's the time to come, that he's gonna go. So FA Cup third round this weekend, Arsenal versus Newcastle, 5:30 kickoff at the Emirates Stadium. I'm expecting a strong side, to be honest. But we've had a week off, and then there's another 5 days until the home Premier League game against Crystal Palace. I expect Martinelli to get a game again, just to get his match fitness up. I expect Thomas Partey to have some involvement, just because he's been out for a little while, and get him back in there. I think Gabriel will probably come back in. I reckon David Luiz will probably play, and then we will probably will see Kieran Tierney still start, or Maitland-Niles maybe play at left back. Cedric might get a run out. I reckon Leno will start. I don't. After what happened against Manchester City in the League Cup, I just don't think Runarsson will get another chance this season. And I think he was signed initially as a third choice goalkeeper anyway, because we were after David Raya from Brentford all summer. So that involvement was a little bit weird, but I don't think he'll play again this season. I just think he's there just in case, which is scary because he's not good enough. And then I think Aubameyang will play through the middle maybe, because I think he needs to get his form back up. I don't think Newcastle will put a full strength squad out. They've got some tricky upcoming games, and let's be fair, it's not a cup competition they're expected to go far in, so they're not going to put a lot of onus into it. Whereas we still have that. We have the Europa League, and we have obviously climbing up the league table, so we've definitely got a lot more onus to win the FA Cup. We're the defending champions. We don't want to go out in the third round at least. So I expect a relatively strong side. I expect Willian to come back in, just to sort of give him the cup competitions, because I think the way in which we've set out with Saka, Smith-Rowe, Martinelli and Lacazette, or even Aubameyang and Lacazette, that's the formation, that's the front four we're going to go with from here on in. I don't think Willian gets back into the side, and if he does, then there's a lot of question marks to be asked about Arteta. So I'm not expecting a comfortable win. I'm expecting a win, but I'm not expecting a comfortable win. One of those tricky ones where if we get an early goal, then yeah, of course it's going to be a comfortable win. But if the game goes on and we just don't find the unlocking of the goal, so it could be a long game. Let's put it that way. But I am expecting a 2-0 win, 2-0 win or 3-1 win. I'm hoping Aubameyang does score. Just give him a bit more confidence. You know what? Listen, I'll even hope for a Willian goal. just to give him some confidence. Because at the end of the day, I think James from Ghana Blog mentioned it on the Arscast that we've got this guy for 3 years. So whilst we have him, we might as well want the best for him. We might as well want him to be producing for us. So like I said before at the start, if you're brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Every time I upload a video, you'll be notified. If you follow me on Twitter, follow me at Miss CJ Wright as well. And until next time, that's my daughter crying. She needs the attention. I will see you later. Have fun.